This Algorand coin is crashing, and why is it crashing? We're going to look at that on today's Frugal BC. That's right, we're talking about the Folks Finance token, which had been around $5, pumped up to well beyond Algorand, several multiples of Algorand's price, the underlying token, and then has now crashed back down. We're going to look at why that is, why it rose, and also why it crashed on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this stuff, please hit that like and subscribe button. As always, you don't have to smash it. Just press the button gently. Works just fine that way too. And we are brought to you by Haystack. If you want to trade Algorand coins, one of the easiest ways to do it is the Haystack app. It's a mobile first, very UI friendly, and it works really well. You can sign up today with my link below, and then you can refer people to earn rewards. So check that out in the description below. And we are brought to you by Marcus Aurelius, a meme coin and NFT on the project on the Algorand blockchain, spreading the word about stoicism. They're coming out with YouTube videos. They're making posts every day. Just a really active community, active founder, and I like to see that. Check out both Marcus Aurelius and Haystack in the description below, but let's get to today's show. So Folks Finance was yet another platform to launch its own token, and initially I thought, okay, that's fine, great. Another token in the ecosystem that's full of them, but I will tell you what, there are some things about this token that have me paying attention. I want to start with this post about a couple of posts I saw about folks that maybe kind of changed my mind. This was a big one from Nokuaru. Folks just hit number 134 on CoinMarketCap. When's the last time that you saw an Algorand ASA anywhere near a CoinMarketCap leaderboard? It was right behind Maple Finance, Jasmine Coin, ahead of Compound, which is like kind of an OG DeFi layer that worked on worked on EVM. I didn't really think it worked very well myself, but still sitting up there at 136. But Folks Finance was 134. I've never seen another token in the Algorand space reach anywhere near the coin market cap. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Equally interesting was Folks partnering up with Nansen. Folks is now Folks is now part of the Nansen AI loyalty program, offering an exclusive Folks Points sign-up bonus to Nansen's most high-level users. I don't know what these means, but ICE will give you 1 million points. North would give you 3 million and Star 5 million. What is fascinating though is that I keep seeing partnerships like these. So there's so many of these opportunities, and I just don't see this on another Algorand ASA. So that led me to believe that this was completely different. Now, why do I say that's unusual? Well, I thought this post was interesting, and I was going to save this for my main Algorand video, or maybe the live stream. But I want to point something out here that Folks is getting so much notice is very interesting to me. And the reason why is that look at this mind share that CoinGecko put together. You've got Solana taking up a quarter of the mind share, followed by Base, Ethereum, Sui, and you can go all the way down, XRP, Sonic, Ledger, BitTensor, Hyperliquid. You notice what is not on here? We're already down to number 20. There's no Algorand on here. So that means even Hedera, which I cover as well, is on this list at just under 1%. At least it's on the leaderboard. Algorand nowhere near this top 20, and I think that's a problem. But the main thing I bring that up is Folks is getting all this attention, and that's a secondary coin on Algorand. That's what makes Folks' attention so impressive, is that people aren't really paying attention to Algorand. Not in the way that you would want as an Algorand holder. Like even Hedera made this list, and Algorand has not seemed to have been able to make it. And so Folks' rise has been pretty impressive. But if you guys have been following the charts lately, it didn't last. Folks got from $5 a coin all the way into the $30 range, but it's been coming back down and looking a little bit slightly different of a version to that boot pattern that I often tell you about. Here is the Folks Finance chart looking at the 1 day, and looks very familiar. I've told you about this before, except we've had kind of more of a ramp up instead of this big shoot up and big shoot down. But you can see we got up to almost $34. We even flashed it around 38, 39. All the way back down to sitting at about 492, which is, pretty close to what it launched at. It was about 420. So That's a big problem. If you're a big fan of this coin, that is not. Let's look at the 1 day just to see, or we'll go to 4 hours. You can get a better picture of it, but it's just been crashing, crashing, crashing. Lots of sell activity, and you might wonder why that is. So if you aped in around the $30 range, you got in big trouble, I think. I actually bought some on the way down, but I didn't think it was going to keep going down. I bought a little more as it's been climbing. So I've been kind of dollar cost averaging in as it's been going down. Not financial advice, by the way. I find every time I talk about what I'm doing, people call that shilling. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You can copy it. You can not copy it. I don't care. It's up to you. But the point is, this thing has been dropping, and you might wonder why. Well, I'm going to tell you why this has been dropping. And this is far from the only post talking about that, but this is Kai Folks Unlock Insights airdrop linear unlock starts on the December 16th. Now that was 2 days ago as I record this. 10% unlocked, 90% over 90 days. This is not a team VC unlock. Key nuance: influencers will start receiving tokens bought around $1.50. What this means: gradual daily supply, no cliff. Pressure comes from distribution, not panic. Structure matters more than headlines. And he wants you to join his Telegram. Well, what he doesn't tell you is that has had a huge impact on the price. Apparently more than, honestly, I would have thought. Now, remember that in another year, another unlock is going to come for the team and the VC. So this is a different unlock, and it was supposed to come over 25%. What I failed to take into account is this coin is across multiple ecosystems because it can be bridged through Folks' platform, because Folks, as you know, which is different from most Algorand platforms, it's multi-chain. They partnered with Chainlink. Chainlink provides the underlying infrastructure that allows them to work with all these other chains. I think Algorand not being on that is a huge miss. I really think it would unlock a ton of liquidity and bring a lot of interoperability between Algorand and other partners. And I think being left out, I just think it's a big mistake. So there's actually quite a bit of supply. Actually, 25% of the supply apparently is unlocked, and which was the first unlock, and that's what we're looking at. So that is why you see that big drop in the price. Now, that being said, I still actually have pretty high hopes for Folks. I think the fact that it is available not just on Algorand, but across this entire ecosystem, with Chainlink providing the underlying infrastructure for interoperability, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think Folks is set up really well compared to other coins. Now, it hasn't been quite the same as, say, Alpha Arcade, which has done really, really well for me. It's like one of the only other ASAs. I would say Haystack, Alpha, and Folks are maybe the three that I pay the most attention to, and I think have pretty good tokenomics, especially Alpha and Haystack. Burn mechanisms, very, very smart. And also not using tokens as the reward themselves, especially on Alpha Arcade's standpoint, very wise, because that just tends to put sell pressure on the token. So that's it. That's my story on Folks today. And I still think, I'm not giving advice. I'm probably going to buy a little bit more because I really think in the long term, 5 years from now, I think Folks is going to be like a pretty valuable coin. They have pretty good tokenomics. It's only 50 million supply, as I recall, so pretty low compared to a lot of other tokens. And that's it for that. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts on Folks and other ASAs. What do you think it's going to do in the future? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm FrugalBC, and I will see you in the future.